Welcome to Hicks Centre Live. My name is Wendy, your favourite time traveller, and I hope at least. And these are my co-hosts.
I am Sir Knock, barkeep, here at the Hex.
Welcome to Hex Center Live. I'm Krello. I only move one direction through time.
Thank you so much for that necessary information. Yes, this is the show about the show from the Hex in the Hive. We're going to discuss some of our favourite moments coming up and the terror, but also the excitement that is the finale coming up. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it feels like just 2 weeks ago it wasn't the finale.
I know time's a little difficult for you, but that's how it works.
One direction.
Yes. Now, they get 2 more spots. This is our last spot. This is the last spot of Hex Centre tonight. Hopefully, we'll have more in the future if this is very successful.
You'll see me and Sir Knock this weekend.
Wendy? We will.
Probably not. I don't know.
Well,
unless
she's
it's
a time traveler,
I'll see.
so like...
I'm going to try to make an appearance. No guarantees. Well, let's talk about... I guess it wasn't last week, but...
last week,
last
all of
adventure.
Throsia fell in love again. Had nothing to do with the plot of our adventures, but just a reminder there are normal Throtians out there falling in love with each other.
It's true. It happens all the time.
If you don't, that's fine. Stand on your own. You're a wonderful person. You don't need someone else to complete you. But...
Do you, Throtians.
But also, I'm talking about what happened specifically, like, with
the last
Hex,
time we
with
saw
the
our
adventures.
champions.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
What are some your favourite moments, just off the top of your head? We have some clips, but I just want to know, top of your head, favourite moments.
Skin of their teeth survival.
Oof.
That's
Agree.
a pretty regularly occurring thing.
It is. It seems like our very first adventure was our most fatal, which I think is a bit surprising to me, but maybe everyone, got a hang of it.
Very nearly the third claimed many lives, but we managed to get them out in one piece.
Right.
I said multiple times at the time, but I was very impressed with our champions. After the, kind of skin of their teeth victory in quest number 3, I was worried at all the promises that they were making to the people in the very cold village and to this woman who was accompanying them. But the fact that they were able to successfully reunite a family really just warmed my heart.
Absolutely.
That's why I do this job, is to see moments like that.
Fantastic. I thought you were just like paying for college because you were like a bartender or something.
No, you guys saw what happened when someone actually orders a drink, right?
It's terrible, yes.
I'm not good at that part of this job.
Yes. Real quick in the chat, Red Panda 42 says, "Woot," which is the sound that owls make. So I think you're lying about the kind of animal
You're thinking of
hoot. Woot, it's pretty similar.
It's also the sound that owl bears make. I've got my eye on it.
Red Panda 42.
What's your game?
Are you really a red panda, or are you a red panda owl bear?
I mean, a panda is, it's not
But
a
red
bear.
pandas aren't pandas, but that's not important.
Nor are pandas bears.
Oh, they caught us. They say absolutely. So we're on to you.
Oh, so
Red
we
panda.
caught them.
We
Red
did. We
pandas
solved
and
it.
owl bear.
Mystery solved. Moving on.
We caught them.
All right.
red
We
panded.
have some clips of our favourite moments from previous. So let's roll some of our first clips there.
And start doing push-ups.
Oh, this was a little
You're
embarrassing.
very good at that, lad. But, well, no, let's see it, Dick.
Such a crowd pleaser, this one. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What's it like to be
8,
able to do push-ups? Is that cool?
I don't know. I've never been able to.
I was almost very impressed.
Look at my poorly
That last
disguised
one
envy.
didn't count. It didn't count.
Oh, that's right.
You caught it.
You were Sky.
That's why.
You get my disease where your accent changes every now and then.
Persuasion
that was-
check for me, please.
Can I do it with advantage because of the acorns?
No. Is that how it works?
That's 12 plus
3.
3.
15. All right. They look reasonably impressed.
I did 15 push-ups.
As long as they're reasonably impressed.
15 push-ups. Well, that's one of the things that I particularly love about the Hex. Just to get a bit meta here, there's so many wonderful ways that you can participate in these kinds of role-playing, but here at the Hex we have this beautiful blending of the role-playing with on more of a tabletop,
Right.
but then we also have the stage top. And so it's not RPG, it's SPG, stage top, play,
Stage playing
tabletop.
game.
All right,
Stage-
moving on to our next clip.
The point is you have to do push-ups sometimes, which is not something you see a lot in D&D.
Oh, this is my favourite.
Here, triangle.
So for those who haven't caught
Does
up,
anyone
the
get a
champions
Tetris?
had to put
Can't I
together
get one
this
of these?
duel
I say we
with
give it
these
a shot.
puzzle pieces.
I noticed that on the bottom there's a lot of squares and more things like
Yeah, this one was a pretty impressive like, little piece of architecture. It was. I feel like a lot of the Hex challenges they have to use teamwork, but here you can say they literally have to support each other.
Right.
All right.
They were very good. Did you guys ever do? There's like what are they called? 10 grams.
Purchase the key.
Where there's that
Oh,
square
yeah,
and you
yeah,
break
yeah.
it up and you have to put it back together.
Yeah, no, this was very reminiscent of that.
And I'm glad
Only
that they,
I think that would have been easier. There's some
yes, but
very
I'm glad
irregular
that they
shapes
finally
here.
bought the key to it because I think
Boo
that
Ball, of course, used
in
to
the
be a
legend of the
poet.
10 grams,
Strange-looking
the
seven.
emperor was never able to like put them back all together in the right shape. It took him years.
Well, and the champions had to contend with gravity as
Here it
well.
is. Here it is. Here it is.
90 degrees while
I gotta turn
maintaining
it.
the pieces together.
No, Boo Ball is known for jumping off of things.
That
It's
is
true.
But
That is his thing.
in this moment, he was known for jumping a slightly different direction. Let's take a look.
I really
Well
want to smash
done.
through it and say, oh yeah.
I don't know what he's referencing with that. Oh yeah, but he seems
I
very
think that's a must
excited.
at this point.
There's a well-known brand of
what he should.
ale.
I was worried he's going to get hurt, but he just went right through it.
Just right through it.
Oh,
Never been prouder.
it was very good.
Yes. Well, congratulations, Boo Ball, on your breakthrough.
Classic. So you got
Wow, you were on fire, Sir Not.
Where?
no. If there's a fire, those
there's a
the
fire,
crew
play on
we,
the servants
we agreed with the
will
crew
tell
in the
us.
chat. They're going to tell us in the chat if there's a fire. So hopefully we're going to be
With
all
an
right.
exclamation point, not a question
we all
mark.
check?
Thank you.
Of course, the audience was in on this inside joke, so they're laughing very much. But
The theater's not on fire.
with Deg and Boo Ball, we get a lot of these antics, very crowd pleasers, a lot of fun. Then we get into those who are all about, efficiency, the fighting style. We got our rogue dynamic duo.
Oh,
Let's
my.
Oh, just
Yeah.
just a deadly combination, those two.
There was
Beautiful.
some beautiful fan art of them like fighting together.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just saying, if anyone wants to do some fan art of me,
that made me feel things.
I will feel very pleased and I'll show it to my
I'd
dad.
rather
and prove
not
him.
see your depictions of me, citizens.
Everyone do fan art of Corello, please. But
You may depict me in a flattering light.
Just remember me as I am, looking like Deg.
yes, well, anyway,
Deg's pretty foxy, let's face reality.
that's true. But I want to take a look at Rose, our newer rogue, and see some of her strategies. Can we roll the Rose clip?
I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to attack it with my rapier as well.
All right. Make your attack roll, please.
Attack.
That is 13 plus 9.
Plus 9.
That connects.
9 piercing.
Very
plus
powerful at this point, our
17
champions.
sneak attack because
They've come
I
a long
have
way.
My lovely friends in range.
26 damage. I've never seen anything like it.
And then I'm going to use
First sneak attack of the season, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. What?
definitely the first good sneak attack.
Excuse me, what?
Oh, my.
Oh, come on, we've been friends for 8
All right.
years.
We are going to have a sneak attack off, I suppose you could call it, sneak attack
Okay.
contest. I think this
Okay.
is on. This is on
Okay.
like Donkey Kong.
Famous dwarf who what he would do is
Donkey
he would
Kong,
build
that is?
structures on things.
I see.
Yeah, and they call them Donkey Kong.
Right.
For no reason.
Good. We dodged that copyright infringement.
Phew!
Anyway, but Rose dishing out more than just pain. No, I'm going to do that again. That never happened. Rose dishing out all sorts of pain, not just with her rapier, but with her wit.
Boom!
Are you kidding me?
So she caught me between Acts 1 and 2, and you saw that Jacquino declared a sneak attack contest with her, and she said, Krello, have you been tracking sneak attack damage? And I said, no, of course not. I'm doing a million things during combat. And she's like, can you just say I won the sneak attack contest? Which was the most roguelike approach to a sneak attack contest I've ever
So
seen.
congratulations, Rose, on winning.
Congratulations, Rose. You have won the sneak attack contest.
Man, Rose really bowled over that. Rose Bowl. Anyway, got
That's
one
the name
chuckle.
of a famous dwarf event where they gather roses
all
and
the
put them in a
famous
giant...
things just dwarves.
Dwarves?
Anyway.
Dwarves built this country. Throcha's a kingdom, country, empire.
I don't know. But,
all of those were built by dwarves.
I think probably overall, Rose did end up getting a bit more sneak attack because I believe she does have one more point of sneak attack than Jacquino.
No, their stats are almost identical.
They're almost
Same
identical.
damage.
I thought I remembered during the
Here's the thing.
hearing
if they
that she had a
used
bit
a
more.
ranged weapon to make their sneak attack, then it knocks 1 point off their damage because...
That's why. That's
actually, I
why.
don't remember why.
Right. Melee versus...
because a rapier does the average
'cause
damage
D8
of a
versus
rapier.
D6,
Yes,
that's
yes.
right.
It's why.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at her sparring partner, Jacquino.
Jacquino. Right. Well, this is something I've been wanting to break out for a while. You see, I've learned some dirty tricks from Clan Malthael, and this one I've been sitting on. I think it's about time to break it out.
This is it.
I'm going to walk right over here
Mine's a spike.
and hold my hands out.
For a hug.
And as I hold my hands out,
Eventually.
arms start splitting off. These arms grow suckers on them,
Aquin
and the
hug.
gold and black of my coat turn into an angry red as I turn into a giant octopus and cast polymorph on myself.
Why they call it that?
I thought it was metaphorical.
Oh. Are we kidding?
There's his artwork.
Also, real quick, can we get a reaction gif of Deg
Yeah,
doing that?
I need that in my life. Yeah.
Wow.
I never got the gift of me breakdancing, so I've lost all hope in gifts.
Well, here's the thing. That was such an ultimate move, ultimate Malthael, ultimate Jacquino, hashtag Jacktopus, Jacktopus. Jacktopus.
Jacktopus, yes.
Jacktopus.
Jacktopus.
Hashtag Jacktopus. I'm going to let you figure out how to spell that, person
I'm
who
gonna
runs the
miss
chat.
that guy. He was here from the very
I
beginning.
know. Here's the thing.
He was
He
so
and
mean to
Delia
me.
were
He was
in
so
basically
mean to me.
competition to see who could stick it out to the end.
And I really thought he was going to win, I'll be honest with you.
He- I mean,
That
he's
was
a-
I
squeaker.
never doubted that Delia would make it to the end.
Well, I know that you've got favourites there.
She's truly unstoppable.
I've never talked about this, but Delia and I have actually been pen pals for the past year. She's very sweet in her letters, and also, sorry, but a little vapid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I thought that was like leading to a pun or a specific joke, but there was just sort of like an
I just wanted to be
anecdote that
mean
didn't
to
lead
Delia.
anywhere. All right. I thought that was
Yeah,
going to be
she-
funny.
Hi,
My bad.
Delia.
Krello has a habit of that. I mean,
I must speak the truth as I understand it. She has a
you
-1
have
to intelligence.
literally made an attempt on her life in your role as a summoner. And
So,
if I-
Corello, in the chat there, sorry to interrupt.
No, 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 go for
Is
it.
Delia in chat? I surrender.
Speaking of you making attacks on people's life, people are saying that you cursed Jacktopus with 2 nat 1s. Did you do that? Do you control
you
the
capable
dice,
of that?
Corello?
As the arbiter of justice, of course I don't control the dice. I'm enslaved by them. Although I knew the natural ones were coming, I had to do my job and make sure that they were the worst natural ones ever in the history of Throcha.
So it was.
That made sense.
It
That
was a little bit tough because, you know, he becomes this great, amazing octopus, and then, you know, he's literally, not a fish, but a cephalopod out of water. And so it's a bit hard for him, but then eventually he gets that amazing grapple.
Yep.
And then it does, I believe it was quite, if not a true fight changer, a spirit changer, you know, getting inspired by.
And he turned into an octopus.
Right? It's amazing.
The secret is he's always angry.
It sounds like another copyright infringement.
No, definitely
no,
not.
no,
Never.
no, not at all.
But He didn't quite make it through. He was very, very liberal but strategic in his boon purchases. He bought haste. He bought vulnerability. He was dishing.
Oh, that vulnerability.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, my goodness.
Especially coupled with that sneak attack, a perfect move. Classic Malthael by Jacquino, but because of that, he was not able to move on. Instead, we have our last remaining original champion, Delia, who also is dishing out some amazing blows of her own. Let's take a look at what Delia was able to accomplish.
This sword belonged to my father, Rogar, the double-edged sword of Thosha. He perished in battle about 2 years ago, when I was 10. His sword was returned to myself and my family. With this blade, I have journeyed to the realm of Talum. I have faced the Umbral King. I have defeated the man who just killed my father. And I have come here in hopes to right the wrongs that we have caused in that mission. These giants are attacking my home. Some of my friends have died, and I don't have many left. I am here to set right these wrongs, and clearly some have been done to you as well, and I ask that you trust that this sword in my hand will fulfill our promise and set you free and save my friends. Oh, I have not much else to offer.
Get up, lass, get up. We're no one to kneel for.
With respect, everyone in pain is someone to kneel for.
And the champions start fanning themselves.
Plus 20,000 to inspirational speeches.
Right?
Holy
right?
cow.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The laws of the universe have decreed that I am lawful neutral. I physically cannot have a preference for good over evil or evil over good. I'm lawful neutral. And here's the thing. Delia is so good. She's such a pure incarnation of goodness that if she doesn't survive this weekend, then you know that good has lost.
Well, that's one way to put it. I was just going to say, like, she's an inspiration and makes me want to be a better person. But if you want to put it at
I
would
want
agree
to
with
be
that.
a better person. I'm already the exact expression of what I am.
Right. If you want to make this all about you, you absolutely
I do.
can. But I'm trying to talk about Delia.
Because I'm lawful neutral.
Right. But you were going to say something.
I mean, you have accused me of having favoritism for her, and I have to admit I do.
Can't blame you, though.
I knew her father. Her father was the one who taught me swordplay, and I was the one who recruited her. I trained her, and I sincerely believe that she represents the very best of what Thosha has to offer.
So, Sir Noct,
I can't be more pleased that she's made it this far.
you're pretty good with a sword. You're far better than I could ever hope to be.
That's true.
I winced when Delia put the blade of the sword in her hand. Is that okay? Is
If
that
you know
safe?
how to use your own weapon.
And clearly Delia knows her way around her own
Right.
sword.
But speaking of that sword, she said this was her father's sword. This is not the only time we've seen Delia. Delia hasn't just been around since the beginning of this adventure in the Hex. She's been around for quite a while, and she was very young when she started out. If we think about the way that she said things, you know, she came in, I raised my daddy's sword, and
That was a really good Delia.
the person that she's become today is immensely fantastic and amazing.
It's true. She is.
The
She
tape
no
would play
longer
on it.
acts in the shadow of her father. She has truly made a name, a reputation, a legend for herself.
Absolutely. Quite a few people in the chat are showing love to Delia. Delia laid a holy smackdown last time. What a sight to behold.
She has stepped up her aggression so much in the last
Absolutely.
two weekends.
Well, I think that you know we have to give some credit to Deg for that. You know, she's,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
she's found something that she wants to fight for.
Well, and it's not just inspired her to fight for her boyfriend, but, you know, she said for a while that she was trying not to have friends, but you see in that speech there that having something and people that you care about, something worth kneeling for, changes the game absolutely.
It's true. It was hard to see her, you know, start to withdraw like that in the wake of so much tragedy. But I knew that eventually she would find a reason to give of herself once more.
Absolutely.
I always knew that was in her.
Now, of course, She's one of our longest lasting champions. She hasn't had to leave and go back. She hasn't left us through death, and she hasn't left us through going back to fight for Throsha. Unfortunately, though, fortunately for overall in the fate of Throsha, we've had a few champions who've had to leave us this past adventure. So, of course, Booball and Jacquino. Booball had only just come to us, but he said at the end that he needed to go out and discover who he was and
They saw
what
that
his life
statue that
was.
triggered something in him.
Right. And then, of course, Jacquino was willing to lay down his life at the end there. We have some farewells for each of these people that we've prepared. So if we could go ahead and play Booball's farewell, be fantastic.
The truth is, and I think that the people of Throsha should know this, I do not particularly, while it ails my heart, something happened while I was working on that statue, and I feel that I need to go and find my wife. I must. It's something that must be done. It's been aching, and I do believe that as much as it pains me to say adieu to all of you, I need to go.
I wish you the best of luck in discovering the most beautiful parts of your past.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Do you have any words?
I'm a man of few words, so I'll just end with this. It's been a pleasure. I love you all.
Really quickly, I want to talk about the most powerful journey that Booball went through. Was learning how to properly say the word shillelagh. And I think that's very important. You know, we look back to the first time he tried to cast that spell, and he just went shillelagh, la la la. But then look at him there.
He got there.
He's singing it. He's loving it. He's loving himself. I think he's one of the very first champions that, not in a sacrificing myself in a grander, adventurous, brave sort of way, has borderline just volunteered to leave. I think that's very interesting. Of course, he's fighting his own fight. Do you have any parting words for Booball?
I don't want to just bring up him jumping off the rope ladder, even though I think that was an iconic moment for him. But I really think Booball did a good job of making use of his unique ability to partially wild shape. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting to see. It's interesting, all the champions on the Hex make different choices about, do I conserve resources, do I expend resources? And Booball was a spender. And you know what? He always had his eyes on the prize. He didn't have this, in some future fight, I'm going to need to bank all my spells. He's like, no, I'm going to solve the problem now. Because if you die now, there is no future problem.
Exactly.
And I really respected his use of his resources.
Nowhere Man 07 in the chat said Booball was a boo boss. And I couldn't agree more.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. Amen. In true Talum fashion, you know, a lot of what he did could be seen as reckless, even chaotic, but was really full of a primal, maybe unconventional wisdom.
Natural, you know, just going with his natural instincts.
Absolutely, and I think he should be commended for that.
Agreed. Now, of course...
And commended more for that beautiful singing voice.
Agreed. Now, of course, a long-time favourite. He's been here on the Hex in many different forms. That's why he's known as what he is. Jacquino the Octopus. Let's take a look at Joctopus. Farewell.
It's been a pleasure from the bottom of my heart. The three of them, because octopuses have 3 hearts. It's a Jacques fact for you.
Jacques fact.
But the people that I've worked with, the villains, the heroes, I wouldn't trade them for anything. I've lost people that I've cared about. I've made friends that I'll never forget. So, it's time for me to ride off in the sunset. What do you say?
Jacquino is so good at pulling out these heartfelt, important things. Not only has he been a brave and skilled fighter, he's always been the person to make the hard decision. You know, I think back to one of their first encounters with finding this device that had the souls of the frogmen inside it, and his immediate decision to use it. Now, though it is said, and though there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with it, ultimately they're fighting for a greater good. And that's very Melchior, very Jacquino. I can see why he was made the Malthael champion, and I think he's done heaps to change the face and name and reputation of Malthael.
It's true, and as I mentioned to him, I was grateful for that because it was difficult for me personally, having fought Ulthior, the betrayer, so many years ago. It was very difficult for me to allow the recreation of this clan, but I do believe that he's shown what the worth of what Malthael stands for can be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jacquinot had this easy confidence about him. He would walk into every encounter with the same strut, the same knowledge of his own. I don't want to say superiority because that has like a bad connotation.
But
to
his
it.
skills.
But he was confident in his abilities. He knew that he could get his way out of any mess, and I think a lot of that has to do with his somewhat checkered past.
I agree. I mean, you think about it though. You go into something thinking it's going to work. The best thing that happens is it works. The worst thing that happens is it doesn't work. But if you act like it's not going to work from the beginning, then you're never going to accomplish anything.
Then the coward dies 1,000 deaths. That was said by a famous dwarf.
Right.
You'd think we've seen more dwarfs on the show.
No, they're too busy writing philosophy and architecture.
It's a terrible part of dwarvish history. They've laid the foundations for Throcia. They're not appreciated.
That we could do several episodes of Hex Center just about how dwarves are underappreciated.
But
we probably shouldn't open that can of worms.
Not going to get into it.
Yeah.
All right. But
Can of worms, by the way, is a dwarvish delicacy.
Yeah. It's to reference you don't open it until it's ready.
Right. It's very important that we explain every single word that we use on this show. They might not understand them all.
And their connection to dwarves.
Right.
Thank you, dwarves, for language, culture, philosophy, and everything good in this world.
Two people who are short but not dwarves are the champions that we will be seeing for the first time.
That was the best segue ever.
Hold on now. That's like my thing.
No, Serdok mastered that segue. You owned that segue like dwarves own culture.
I was grinding the gears in my head thinking, all right, we've got the next thing we've got to get to. How am I going to segue to this? And then Sir Knock just knocked me out of the way.
Oh, hey, send this high five to Windy.
Right. Speaking of knocking people out of the way, our champions have been knocked out of the way, but here to replace them are some new people. My segue.
What a great segue.
Right? It's such a good thing I came in and saved that.
Speaking of segues, let's meet our new champions.
They're just playing the clips. They're Professor
Lorilla Shepard.
Shepin. Professor Lorilla Shepin.
Ah, I've only just recently learned how to read, apparently.
We're very proud of you, though.
There's the stats right there. So Professor Lorilla Shepin, Clan Malthael. So this is going to be the first time we've seen someone else from Clan Malthael who isn't Jacquinot. A bard level 10.
She's an unusual bard, which I don't know if we want to get in that now or want to talk about it when she gets
here. She can talk about it
herself.
We'll let her talk.
But I want to point out that this is the second lowest armor class that we've seen during this adventure.
Right.
And honestly, I'm a little worried.
I am as well.
They're going to be facing some incredibly powerful enemies, and not having reliable defenses could be deadly.
We have to remember that though our champions are much higher level, that also means that most of the things they're going to be facing are much more difficult.
Indeed.
And so,
oh yes, they grow by necessity.
Right. And so we're going to see how that armor class comes into play. Bards are notoriously, I'm not going to say squishy, but they tend to be a bit more on the support end of things.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so hopefully they're going to be doing...
They're not very valorous. Valorous?
Because Valor Bard is a type of bard.
I don't know what a Valor Bard is, but...
right, I wouldn't know. That might be copyrighted. But let's meet the professor right now. Professor Shepin, please come on in. Hello there.
Nice
welcome Skoma. Yes, if you could just go pop into
Welcome,
that chair
Professor.
right there.
There's your arcane wand to talk into.
Lovely.
Right, you just take that and you just hold it right up to your mouth.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much.
I must say, you're very snappily dressed. I look at you and I think, wow, she knows things.
Thank you. I've been around a few elven circles, you know, just a couple of different cities with different styles, and I like to try to bring it in every now and then.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
I see you repping the mouthy all gold there. Very
Yes, thank you very
wise
much.
choice of you.
I'm wise.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
did that on purpose because
So,
I'm also smart.
Professor, let's learn about you. How did you
course.
come to be in Clan Malthior?
Well, I was sneaking around somewhere where I shouldn't have. It was a library around on the eastern coast, and I was wandering around a little bit, sticking my nose, trying to be sneaky. But I mean, I'm not very sneaky. You just talked about my armor class, and you can imagine what my sneak is like. But I was caught by a very charismatic rogue. He helped me understand that there are things that we learn for. And he brought me over to the side of, you know, knowledge and gaining that. And I owe most that I have to Jacquino. So.
Interesting. Were you a professor before that, or did you become a professor after that?
Oh, yes, far before.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you become a professor? What is it that makes you tick, you know?
People, always people, everywhere people. Back in my tribe where I grew up, I'm a forest gnome, and we're very, very insular people. By the time I was, I don't know, I think maybe late 20s, I was already far surpassing my peers and, you know, studying the different social circles and little ticks. I made myself something of a matchmaker, but they wanted me to stay there and help, you know, build the culture and build the society, and it's just so small. I mean, literally, we're very small people. And so I needed to spread my wings a little bit, learn more, experience more. If you have seen what I've seen, just beautiful cultures and peoples and organizations and tribes and kingdoms. It's amazing. It's really amazing.
You really do sound like a professor.
So,
thank you. I would hope so. I spent enough
Professor,
money.
You've come to us claiming to be a bard, and here on Hex Center, you know we love our gotcha questions. What musical instrument do you play, Professor?
Well,
I don't think it works if you say it's a gotcha question before you ask it.
I am the arbiter of justice. I will decide what is a gotcha question.
well, you'd probably actually need a degree in law before you can call yourself an arbiter of
Ha!
justice.
Gotcha! That's how it's
That
done.
is the proper usage. Well done.
That's how it's done.
Wait, but the sash. Okay, I'm fine. Go on.
Well, I played cello growing up.
I didn't know that, and you've
So-
defeated me entirely.
So
No,
on the
I'm-
battlefield, you're going to whip out the cello?
No,
Is it like-
I'm gonna
a
make
big
it clear right now. I apologize. I am not that kind of bard.
What?
No, I'm not. I do not play instruments.
What do you do?
I don't seduce anything. I'm very bad at small
Then
talk.
in what sense are you a bard?
Because I can understand you and I can make you do things that you didn't even know you wanted to do. I could, I can make you walk out there and cluck like a chicken. And you know why I can do that? Because I understand how things
Demonstrate
work.
it. Make him cluck like a chicken.
Well,
Don't do it.
We have to
Don't
save
do
that
it.
for other times.
fair
It-
enough.
it's
Better
true.
enemies.
We-
Don't want to waste
we-
spell slots.
I've got
Yeah,
good
strictly
wisdom
prohibit
sake.
the use of spell slots here in the Hex.
Sorry. Also, I just don't have my components on me, which it's just a bunch of books.
Relief. Also, you don't have musical instruments.
So essentially...
Do you have any musical instrument?
Oh, no, but I'm not claiming to be a bard.
You quit
Well,
piano when you
let
were
me
10,
get this
didn't
straight.
you?
So instead of playing music, maybe, you're going to just sort of give
Play
like a...
people.
You give like a lecture.
I
kind of.
liked that.
Something like that.
I like to play people. The
Yes.
brain is your instrument.
Exactly. Well, I know that your mother wanted you to play piano when you were growing up, didn't she? And you quit very, very, very quickly because you don't have the kind of follow-through that you need for a musical instrument. Isn't that right?
That's weirdly close for an infinitely aged being with no mother.
It wasn't called
But-
piano
Can
back
I say?
That was strangely close to the truth.
Indeed.
I mean-
Having Lorilla around has honestly been really nice for me. I don't know if the citizens
You get
of Trosha
someone to
remember,
nerd out
but
with.
towards the end of the last adventure in our struggle against Kesukara, everyone was coming to me for
Everyone.
like counseling, and
And it was helpful, but I mean systematically inaccurate.
It's true. I have no qualifications whatsoever.
really do not.
You are so much more effective.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, like, if I had, like, daddy issues and then I was imprinting them and, like, putting them
Yes,
on,
but I feel
on
like
this like chaotic fey worm thing that I was
Named
like
Hawk.
also seeking for approval.
I feel
in that
like this
same kind of way.
isn't a hypothetical.
No, it's I'm
really
just coming
not.
up with it off the top of my head. if I
Right,
needed to
right,
talk
right.
to someone
She is
about
good.
that, I
Excellent,
could talk
really.
to you about that.
Thank you. I mean, you would have to schedule an appointment, and I have a
It'd
pressing
be like
engagement.
very expensive, right?
I mean, I usually do my work
I'll
pro
just
bono.
keep it down inside.
I
All
mean,
right.
most people do. They certainly do. Do you need
No,
to
I'm
talk
all
it out?
right. I don't need you to analyze me.
I
Yes,
mean,
and I
it's-
don't think we have time for that right now
That's
anyway.
fair. We really don't have time for it.
Well,
especially
here's
for
the
you.
thing. What would you say is the most important thing for Throtians out there to know about you? What's your deepest regret and what's your deepest desire?
And your deepest fear.
You're normally the
Let's
one.
get
No,
into this.
I'm asking the questions, and you're normally the one asking people
That's
those
fair.
questions. But I want you to answer this time.
That people not realize the kind of impact they have on others.
Ooh.
And that they will not be able to use it to make the world a more aware place.
What's the kind of impact that you hope to have?
Certainly, I'd love to aid my companions. I mean, like you mentioned, I'm not necessarily the most valorous, apparently, but I am here to help and inspire and instruct, and so I hope to be able to lead them where they need to be. Because it's fine, you know, being a support class is what you need to be able to be Malthaor. Because we're not always the most brash or the most, I don't know, foolhardy, but I think that we're the most needed.
So when someone else is going to jump off a cliff to try to hit a bat on the way down, you're going to be there to catch them. Metaphorically, not like literally.
I'm going to be there so they don't have to be caught.
Oh! Gotcha!
good.
Showing me up.
That's a relatively accurate use of gotcha. Well done.
Yeah.
I was about
Well-
to say the
going.
exact opposite, to be honest, but all right.
Well, indeed, with no musical instruments, I feel inspired.
I mean, I can bring a kazoo, but I don't know if
I
you
don't,
want me
and
to.
that's not necessary.
Yeah, thank you.
Just
thank
be
you.
yourself. That's what we want to see.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we'll have that therapy session later.
No, we don't
No,
need to.
we need
I
it.
think
We
it's
need
all right.
it.
I'm
we
doing
really
just
do.
fine, and one day I'm going to make out with Hutch. Anyway,
Whoa!
Exciting!
thank you so much for coming in here
How?
today.
All right, thank you.
We'll make it work. Love is love.
I mean, he has tusks, but I'm not certain.
Yeah,
that there's a
I'm
we
not
mouth.
don't need
How that
to. We
would-
don't need to go
I'm
into
not
it.
go
new.
down.
Try. It's fine. We'll go into it later.
Okay, thank you
Oh,
for
hold on,
your
hold on,
time. No,
real
no, no,
quick.
one more thing. Okay.
Yes.
Chat wants to know what your favourite bard spell is.
A while back, we battled a clockwork dragon. And it was terrifying and awful because nobody had any idea what they were doing. But blindness and deafness
Oof.
always pulls through.
Oof.
Always.
Good ones.
Because what you can't see, you can't understand.
I was going to say, what you can't see, you can't hit, but
I
understand
mean,
is
they
even...
can. They did hit me, and I did actually go unconscious.
Oh, well, sorry to
But
bring
it makes
that
it
up,
much
but-
more difficult.
Ah, yes. Well, absolutely.
I mean, you do have a low AC, even with disadvantage.
It's very low. I hide a lot. I'm very lucky I'm small.
You can hide behind, your companions there. Well, Professor, thank you so much
Thank you
for coming on.
Thank you very much. Yes,
good,
and
good talking to you, Professor.
good talking to you. We have a lot to work through with you, especially.
Of course.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, he needs it much more than I do.
Thank you.
Everyone
as
wants
always.
to psychoanalyze justice. Guys, it's just justice.
It's so much more. Well, later, ethics. Ugh.
Right. Like a classic professor, hard to get stopped talking about the thing that they love. But Laurel, we got to let you go. So thank you so much for coming on. All right. Now, I'm particularly excited to meet our next person. Sunok, do you want to introduce them a little bit? Just a tiny word about Cora.
Could really do it in one word.
They used to be a squirrel.
Let's meet Cora! Oh, stay back there. Hold on. We got to do the clips first, but I get it. She used to be a squirrel. She's very excitable.
So
All right.
as a squirrel, she has a lot of the natural athleticism that comes from being,
Well, she's not.
non-humanoid.
She's not a squirrel anymore.
As a former squirrel,
yeah,
I should
She's
have
a
said, yeah.
halfling.
Yeah, and we've got to ask her about that.
We'll get to that. So I want to point out that Professor Shepin is a gnome and Cora is a halfling. This is going to be the most diverse, racially diverse party that we've had for this entire adventure.
Yes.
And yet we still have
I don't want to be racist or anything, but I'm kind of sick of humans and half-elves. We've had so many. And it just doesn't represent all that Throcia has to offer.
Cernock, I don't know how to address that. a lot in that sentence.
Well, anyway, let's ask her about her fighting abilities. Let's meet Cora! There
she is.
Excellent. Hello there. Right, you just go sit in that chair right there. The one that I'm pointing to. There we go. That chair right there.
Squeakity. Squeaker.
Yep, that one. You just sit right down. We should have brought like some pecans or something.
So, Cora.
Oh, hello.
You used to be a squirrel.
Well, I don't really like to say used to be because I haven't totally given up my squirrel heritage. You see, I'm still a squirrel, but I'm just in a halfling body for now. Someday I'm going to be a squirrel again.
So on all levels except physical, you are a squirrel.
That's right.
Right.
Someone's going to fail a concentration check somewhere, and poof, you're back.
Well, I want to say that the wizard... No, well, I don't really remember. So how did you get turned into a halfling?
I think that's like the first question.
Do you
Why are you
remember?
not a squirrel anymore?
Well, I don't remember a lot of things, but I actually do remember this quite well. See, it was during harvest season, and I was trying to get me nuts together, and I was going to get me nuts, and I was going on my way up into the tree. It was me tree. It was me best tree. It was me highest tree. And I was going to go up, and I was going to stash the nuts, and then all of a sudden, can you believe it? Some man had horrible breath, scoops me up by the tail. Just like that. Can you believe it?
That sounds incredibly rude.
So rude. That is part of the school code. You never touch someone's tail.
Yeah, just incredible violation of
personal space.
Squaresonal space.
Personal space. I really like that one. I'm going to use it for nouns. Personal space.
Squaresonal space, yes.
Squaresonal space.
Sorry, that got me very good.
So the man picked you up by the tail. There's some kind of squirrel code, which I really want to talk about, but let's stick with this.
Yeah, so me tail. So he gets my tail, right? Picks me up just like that, and he looks at me, and he's this man, and he's got a big grey beard, and he's got a really long grey hair, and I've since learned that he's something called...
Is that because they were grey, or because squirrels can't see color? I don't even know.
How dare you say we can't see color? We can see all sorts of colors. We can see brown colors, and we can see dark brown colors, and we can see the light brown colors because those are the best colors because those are the colors of nuts.
Right, but anyway,
back to your tail.
Corello, stop interrupting. We're about to get to the good part.
Okay, bad breath, long grey hair.
Grey hair, right? So he looks at me straight in the face, and he says something that I don't understand, right? Because I didn't understand common before I was a halfling.
Yes, you only spoke squirrel.
Right, so it sounded like this. That's what it sounded like. It was really unpleasant. And then all of a sudden, he drops me, and my tree is not as big as it used to be. It was really unsettling because it has my best stash of nuts. And yes. And then I don't have any fur anymore, so I'm really cold.
Oh.
And then he looks really surprised, right? And then I look up at him and I said, "What'd you do to me tree and to me the fur?" And then he looks really concerned. And then he says again, or something like that, because I'm paraphrasing.
He could have just been like beatboxing. He's trying to have a rap battle.
Right, exactly, something, whatever that means. And so then, and he can't seem to get me back to be a squirrel. And then you know what he does?
What?
No.
He turns around and he runs away.
Oh.
Nothing, no sorry for, taking and ruining your life.
Turns you into a halfling and just runs.
Just runs away.
Typical...
We'll say
mysterious wizard.
That's what, I've been told that it was probably a wizard who was very bad at his job.
Yeah, I mean...
What's his job supposed to be?
Apparently, taking innocent things that just want to put their nuts in high trees and then turning them to something really ugly.
I don't think you're ugly, but we can get into that.
Sounds like he was good at his job then. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not saying you're ugly, but you're definitely not a squirrel.
Well, if you would have seen me tail, you would have known that I had the best tail.
I'm sure you
did. Of all
did.
the squirrels, it would go really high above my head, and then I would take it over and put it across me like this, and then I would rub it, and all the male squirrels would go, ooh.
So look, don't read into this question at all, but why did Talum choose you?
That's a really good story, actually. This is my best story, because actually...
It's even better than the story of how you became not a squirrel?
That's a bad story. You weren't listening?
I'm so sorry. Please continue.
All right.
Sir Nock, you're really embarrassing yourself.
This is the best story, right? Because this is actually about somebody nice. The wizard was mean.
Oh, yes, that makes sense.
So this is nice. Okay, so here I was, alone, cold, without me fur, and I just start wondering, because what I'm going to do. But first, I had to get me nuts, because I didn't forget me nuts. And it was actually really easy to climb up the tree, because I'm still very good at climbing. Did you know that?
Well, that's good.
I did, actually.
I'm actually very, very good at climbing. I'm very fast. I can climb extremely fast and extremely high, and it doesn't matter if you're actually a person or a troll or anything, or an elf.
Oh, you can climb like
I can climb people.
Oh.
Cora, focus. You got into Talum.
Yes. So I got into Talum, right? Oof. So what happened is I'm wandering and I'm cold, and all of a sudden I hear this most lovely music, and I smell something roasting, and it smells like hazelnuts roasting.
Ooh.
And I see him, and he has a green beard, and he has sticks coming out of his hair like that, and he has like a green skin. And he talks really nice, like a little softly like this. And he says, "What you doing, my friend?" And I say, "Well, I'm lost because something really mean." And I actually didn't know how to speak common yet. So just imagine me squeaking at somebody, right? And he says, but unfortunately, he understood me. He says his name was Lunan, and that he was going to take care of me. And he got me some clothes, and he walked me to a village that had other really small people in it. And they took care of me, and they thought I was really fun. Yeah, and they thought that it was really nice that I really liked wearing fuzz, and they thought it was really nice that I could find the best nuts and the best berries, and they thought it was really fun how I liked to get all my friends and put them in a tree.
Right. You said his name was Lunan?
Yeah, Lunan.
We've sort of met Lunan here.
Oh, you have? Is he here? He's my friend.
No, he's not. He went on a very long vacation. He's at a farm upstate.
No, he's not. He's
He's
dead.
having a very good time at the farm upstate. Where he can run around and meet all kinds of animals.
I bet he has lots of squirrel friends.
He does have a lot of squirrel friends.
Get it? Squirrel friends, girlfriends.
Oh,
girlfriends.
right, like girlfriends.
Back up here. What did you do with the other halflings?
Oh, well, I get them all together, and then I find the biggest tree, and I push them all in, and I'd say, stay there into the spring.
Good job.
Oh.
Well, okay then.
I could do this all day.
You have a really good nut.
Thank you.
Do you have any more?
So, one more question.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What would you say you're concerned about happening this weekend as you go to face off against the crones?
The who?
Yeah. As you go face against the forces of evil.
Oh, evil. Oh, yeah, I'm not too worried about evil because I'm really good at shooting my bow. Thank you so much.
So, Cora.
Oh, yeah, that's my name.
Should I wait? I'll wait. I'll wait.
No, I'm good.
All right.
I can fit like 20 more nuts in here.
It's good. No, don't. Cora, what do you think is going to be the best thing that you're going to bring to a team of people?
Nuts.
Besides that, like you as a person.
As a squirrel.
As a squirrel. You as an individual, what are you going to offer the team? Like, are you a team player? Are you solo?
Well, I'm actually really good at working with a team because I'm really good at shooting a bow.
Uh-huh.
And my bow skills are really good for teamwork because I can shoot a bow. And then I can make sure that when I shoot the bow, that somebody else can get away without getting attacked. That's a really good skill.
Well, that's good. Would you say that, let's say your friend
We're only like halfway through these nuts.
Let's say your friend is in danger. What are you going to do?
So, is it like a really good friend or a kind of friend?
It's a pretty good friend.
All right. So, if it's a really good friend, then what I would do is first I would shoot up with a bow and see if they could get away. And if they can't get away, they might decide that they want to attack instead after I shoot with the bow. Because that's another one of the good things. Sorry, just a second.
Hey, Cora.
My cheeks aren't as big as they used to be.
Got it. There's an adjustment period.
Do you have any squirrel poetry you'd like to recite for us?
Corello. You're cleaning that, Corello.
I don't think I'll have to.
Right. Cora, well, for the record, the chat is going nuts. Cora's in the right place. They're all nuts in the hex. She's my new favourite now. Squirrels don't focus well. This could be a problem, or they could just throw nuts
but it's really
at the
good
monster in the
because they're
middle.
really good at acting without thinking.
Right, and people are saying that they're very impressed with your diction.
Oh, thank you so
they
much.
want to hear you
Really
say
impressed.
they want to hear you say a tongue twister. So I'm just going to say, can you please say, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers?
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Not bad.
That was incredible.
You sounded a little bit like the wizard that cast the spell on you.
Oh, no, I'm much more attractive than he is.
Of course you are. Beautiful as a squirrel, beautiful as a person. Cora, I don't want to hurt you. I'm afraid that's going to happen if you stay on here anymore.
I'm out of nuts. So.
Oh, that's good. Thank God.
You know, I could take some more if you had any. I think you underestimated me
You know
nut
what, Cora? I
capabilities.
heard that there were actually some nuts around the back of the hive of the hex of the hex bar. Right.
Really?
There
What
are.
kind of nuts?
Are the best. They're roasted. They're toasted. All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, that was a
There's
series of
literally-
things that happened.
So Citizens of Throsha, Cora
Literally a
Nutshell.
trail. I don't know if we can see, but there's like an almond, an almond, an almond. Wow. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. I started crying. Wow.
That happened.
Yep,
That
people are
was a
saying
thing.
this is going to be interesting.
You
So,
know how I feel about it?
How do you feel about it?
It was nuts.
Wow, no one's made that joke. That was real cheeky of you.
Ah.
Hey, that wasn't bad.
It's funny because I have cheeks.
Well, right. Anyway, so if any of you were worried that this finale was going to be way too depressing, don't worry. There's going to be quite a bit of lightheartedness there, and a lot of omega-3s, because nuts have omega-3s in them. But wow, I'm
Dwarves put omega-3 in the nuts
No, they don't.
for our nutritional needs.
You know what?
Speaking of dwarves, let's talk about boons.
Right, good segue.
Because, of course, the boons were forged by dwarves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dwarves brought us boons.
Right, let's see some of those boons on the screen. And you know what, guys? I think that boons might be about to go live. When a boon's about to go live, you say, well, they're about to go live, right? Get ready with me. Hold on. They're going to go live, right? I want you guys to stand up with me. Look at me.
Oh, okay.
They're going to go live, right?
Now!
Oh,
now.
boons are live. Crazy. The world is different. And maybe they're not, but we made a big deal out of it anyway, so we're not going to do it again. But here's the boons. Now, if you have a favourite champion, like some of the ones you just met, or some of your favourites that have been here for a while, go online to hivechannel5.com and bring those boons to your favourites, because that could mean a game-changing, life-saving deal for your champion and your clan. So, as we can see, right now we're at 0, and that's going to be their HP if you don't get boons. So, better get in there and get them boons. Tell me more about boons.
In the beginning, the dwarves decided we needed
No,
a
not the
system
history of
for-
boons. Boons can be found at hivechannel5.com. You can get them through a subscription, or you can sign up if you're not signed up and get in there right now. Now, even though you can... Oh, Deg's got 2 boons.
Deg didn't even cram nuts into his mouth.
But here's
Although
the...
he would. We know he would.
Yes.
I have a feeling
Give him
there's
the
going to be a cheek off, you know.
If we just dropped a pile of nuts in the center of the stage,
There we
we'd
go.
probably see Dag and Cora fight
Cora's
to the
already got
death.
3. And for each boon given to Cora, we will get... for each 10 boons we get, Cora will get 1 nut. So just keep that in mind.
Don't write checks we can't cash, Wendy.
I'll get them.
I only have so many nuts.
I'll get them myself. But here's the thing. Not only can you get them now as we're getting ready, but you can even get these live during the Hex. While we're watching, let's say your favourite champion's about to kick it, you can get in there and give them the boons that they need to survive or that they need to help someone else. These are sort of a live in-game currency, if you will, for our champions to be able to use to save themselves. We're very far behind schedule, but it was very worth it for the things that we had into.
Cup, or do we want to preview the...
Let's quickly talk about the upcoming adventures.
Let's do
and then
it.
we'll get to the Hex Cup.
I have it on good authority. These will rhyme.
Hex.
Not all is as it seems, as magic come in all shapes and sizes. Think inside of the box and you'll be winning prizes.
Oh, they rhyme this time. Play on a listen to our
Grammar is for lesser souls.
Right, but here's the thing. These are about the Hex Challenges, which is our live sort of mini games that we do stage top here, so very important. So think inside the box. Maybe
they'll
have to
capital E, no less.
get the, right, box proper noun. Well, let's see the next one. We're past that. All right.
Rubble, rubble, all is trouble. Search for the story and rebuild Malthior's glory. All champions will be won to make the spell redone.
I totally forgot. If in the chat you want us to use certain kinds of voices or accents when we read these, please let us know. If you don't do it in time, we're not going to do it. Rubble, rubble, all is trouble. Are they going to have to like rebuild the door that Booball busted down?
Yeah, Booball ruined everything when he crashed through that door.
Right,
All champions will be won. Are we going to get like some Voltron action, or what do you think that means?
Voltron, of course, being some of the dwarves built.
Right.
You get it.
You get a bunch of dwarves. They all stick together. One's the
dwarves,
arm, one's the leg. All right. Someone wants me to read this next one in a Cheeto voice. Oh, but Cheeto voice was for Sir Nock specifically. So next time it comes around to you, it's going to be a Cheeto voice.
Well, this is the last one.
Oh, all right. You read it then. Cheeto voice.
Hocus pocus, you must be of focus, for questions are hidden and answers must be bidden. The night forest awaits before you reach the ultimate gates.
Nice. Dangerous.
Should we read something into the capitalization on these? Because it is throwing my brain for a
I don't
loop.
know. It might be important, or maybe they're just trying to throw you off.
HPTNFA.
But I would say, Nock, that voice was dangerously cheesy.
Wow. Wendy has all sorts of hidden talents.
Someone else said all Wendy, so I wanted to give them a bit of a... So that was Red Panda, who we actually know is an owlbear from earlier.
An owlbear specifically.
Owlbear.
Yes.
Red owlbear. But, so if you're curious about what those clues might mean, you can always tune into this episode later and review that footage and
it'll all make sense.
Of course, it'll all start coming together. Wish we had a bit more time, but I want to talk about... Do you know what I want to talk about?
Yep.
Corello!
Oh, sorry. I was going to go get it.
All right, let's talk about the Hex Cup!
Okay, let's do it!
The Hex Cup!
I was warned that this thing was hefty, and it's fine.
Oh, well.
Can you move the Earth Seed? Just get it out of the way.
Right.
Earth Seed, what the heck is that anyway?
Look at this cup.
I don't think that
Are you kidding
Earth Seed
me?
is supposed to be here.
No, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter.
Adorned with the antlers of a cylindrical elk, this Hex Cup was forged by dwarves.
Who else? So, the Hex Cup. It is hexagonal, questionably cup-like. And it is how the citizens of Throcia express their appreciation and bestow the highest of honors on one particular clan every adventure. Now, as you might be able to see on here, it has been won 2 adventures in a row by Clan Krieg. However, this is our current boon count, and this is what will determine the winner of the Hex Cup for this adventure.
Oh, look at these stats everywhere.
So
and RPG is paradise.
It gets a little complicated because when you award boons to a champion, they are able to spend those boons, leading to a net boon count for that champion. That net boon count determines whether or not that champion stays or whether they return to the front lines. However, every time that boons are awarded, this count goes up, and it never goes back down no matter how much they spend.
So for the clans in total, not just for a particular champion, but for all the total clans, all the boons they've ever been awarded go to this.
Yeah, this is
true.
gross boons.
Yeah. So Talim's boon count here represents what Andrea earned. It represents what Bubal earned, and now it indeed represents what Cora has earned.
Wow, so we're actually pretty close. It's not like anyone's really trailing behind, considering how many boons can be awarded in a given night. There definitely are. So it looks like we've got Malthael's in first place, then we've got Krieg, then Vinida, then Arya, then Talim.
We've seen such strong support for the Malthael clan throughout the entire season. That
Jacquino does not play around.
Right,
Yeah,
and we
really
need to, like, if Talim, for example, were to come back, or even Veneda or Arya, we would need to see a serious rally for those clans.
Now, we would definitely, but look at how close it is. There is definitely still time for you to get boons and help your favourite clan to win.
It's true. Like, earning the amount of boons that it would take to put Talim in first place is not unheard of.
It's seriously not, especially the more people that you can get rallying. Bring your friends in, have a watch party, get everyone involved. If you've got a favourite clan, spread the word. I will say, though, if Malthael were to win, it would be quite a win for Jacquino, because I know that he's voiced several times that the last, when he was Jacquino the first time, Krieg came in and took the championship, and then when he was, when Lunan was here and very much alive.
Yes,
Right.
definitely not Jacquino in disguise.
Well, of course not.
Not
Then
at all.
That was taken away from him as well. He feels like that championship has just been just within his grasp. So maybe it will be closer to his grasp. It's hard to know.
It certainly looks
it's
like
real
it
close right now.
For now. But, of course, anything... I mean, are the schools changing like right now as we're looking at it? It seems like it is.
Are they? Did one of them change?
Yeah,
I think one of them changed.
I think,
because
there's-
people are getting boons right now. Look, we already have 100 boons for Clan Malthael. So for those that are only 500 behind or something, that's actually not that big of a difference. So if you have a favourite champion or a favourite clan, now's your chance to make sure that they win. Who deserves the cup? Who is your favourite clan?
Yes. And I need to point out that along with the honor, prestige, and legendary status that comes with the Hex Cup, all members of the clan, both those who we've seen embark on the adventure and those who have been set aside but we haven't had the chance to meet, will be awarded $500. Dollars, of course, being a strictly dwarven currency.
The dwarves
not
invented
like
them
American dollars.
as a currency exchange for boons.
Yes.
But so there isn't just pride and glory. There is a very real prize to be won.
Absolutely.
So now I will say also it's very important on Saturday night, the very final night of this season of Enter the Hex, there will be one last opportunity for you, the citizens of Throcia. It will be a 5-minute window. During this 5-minute window, that is when you have the chance to give a last boon boost, a boonst, if you will.
Boonst.
And it's not just going to be like
That brings me
at
happiness.
the end of the adventure is when things end. You're going to have one last moment to champion your champions. If you've seen past seasons, we often had this sort of last-minute voting competition. It's going to be a little bit more akin to that, but it's going to be quite a bit of time, and it's the time you will have for those last-minute changes. If you feel that maybe there's a clan that's been underappreciated, if there's a champion that really made a difference, this is your chance to show that appreciation and show that maybe, hey, Clan Talim needs more credit. You know, Clan Veneda, they're more under the under the radar, but they make a huge difference.
If you feel that one clan has been overappreciated, you could give boons to all 4 of the other clans. That would stick it to them.
Totally. It would be a very inefficient way of voting, but if that's what you want to do, that's totally up to you. So please remember the importance of boons. This is how the game is played. This is how the game is won. And when I say game, I mean this very real adventure.
Yes. It's how the citizens of Throcia make their voice heard, distinguishing their appreciation for the clan that they feel has performed the very greatest.
Right. I think we talked your ear off, but it's important to know that this cup was based on the winged stag of Pleiana herself. The stag was named Sorios, so when we say fly on Sorios' wings, that's what we're talking about. That is what that represents. So our previous winners from Season 1 and 2 have been Krieg both times. Dramatic.
And Krieg's in the running this season too.
I know.
They're pretty close.
Yeah.
I know. But
Neck and neck.
speaking of winners, we actually have a winner from amongst all of you, because can you believe it? Our follower goal was reached.
That's incredible.
To you, citizens. To you.
Over 100 followers and subscribers on Twitch. That is incredible. Now, our winner, we said that if we reached that, we would pick a winner from all of you. And our winner is Owen Wilson 420. I'm going to say that with a little bit more diction. Owen Wilson 420. You have won. So congratulations.
Is that the Owen Wilson?
I believe it is
It's
the
the
Owen Wilson.
420th Owen Wilson. Come on, it's right there.
I
But
see.
Owen Wilson, we are going to be contacting you directly on Twitch. So we're going to be DMing you. I think that's what it's called. But we're going to be messaging you within Twitch for your information,
That's
so that we
dwarf
can
messaging you.
get you your prize. Now, I am going to admit, if the winner this time is not able to respond within the next 48 hours, so you have, I'm going to say this very clearly, you have 48 hours to respond and get your prize information. Unfortunately, if you don't respond in that time, we are going to give this prize to someone else. But congratulations to Owen Wilson, 420. And thank you so much, all of you.
I'm a big fan of your work, Owen.
Thank you so much, all of you, for subscribing. As we know, Owen Wilson, we're kind of excited because Owen Wilson is a dwarf in our world. He's known for saying, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. Anyway, but thank you so much for all of you who have subscribed. Please invite your friends. Though this is the last episode, if we are able to have enough of a following and have enough subscribers, it gives us that much more of a chance of continuing this kind of work and continuing this show into the future. You really are the people who I bet Owen Wilson 420 is so excited that they have won.
He better be.
Right, especially because you're making fun of his name.
This is an incredible honor that we've bestowed upon him.
Or their name. But anyway, please, thank you so much for being here and for supporting us. We're always very excited. Whether we have 2 or 100 viewers, we're always excited to have you on. And please follow us not just on Twitch. You can follow us on all our social media. It's either going to be The Hive, or HiveTix, HiveTix. That's what we are on Instagram. But you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook at The Hive Collaborative. And, of course, Hive Channel 5 is a very big hub for where a lot of this happens. And what's amazing about The Hive is they host shows like this, The Hex and Hex Centre, but they have all kinds of amazing projects going on. And boons can be awarded to those projects as well. That's what's very fun about boons, is they're not just for the Hex, they're for all kinds of things. So as we have more projects at the Hive coming up, I highly encourage you to check out all the amazing things that they do.
Yes, and you'll want to be tuned into that social media because, you know, after this coming weekend, things will likely return to normal for a time here in Throcia. But if and or when we are ever in peril again, we will need your support.
We absolutely will. So thank you so much for all of your support, and it is that support that propels us into the future. In a very real way, the fate of Throcia is in your hands, and we cannot say how grateful we are for you. So thank you very much. Corello, do you have anything nice to say?
No.
Then don't say anything at all.
See you Friday, everyone.
Thank you so much for tuning into Hex Center. Please tune in for the live event, whether you're here, whether you are in Throsha abroad. Please tune in for the finale of this season of Into the Hex, The Ugly Deep. Thank you so much, Throsha. Good night.
Mwah.